Guyana's always had an unpleasant transportation culture, whether you're traveling by minibus, boat, or even taxi. There is the issue of overloading, or what some would call doubling up. Since Guyana had recorded its first case of the novel coronavirus, the authorities had advised vehicle operators to only take half the amount of passengers that they would under normal circumstances. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Can you tell us a little bit about your troubles traveling by boat during the pandemic?
Well, my concern is having persons sit close together, knowing that one, they've installed the social distancing, and we're noticing that the numbers are rising as a result of how many persons they're packing into the transportations. So now to find out that they're now moving to having the full load and knowing that the numbers are steadily increasing, it's telling me that they have no care for the people, they have no care for our lives, and they have no care for the persons who are paying taxes and ensuring that the government do what they ought to do. Now, I'm not saying that the government is totally responsible. What I'm also saying is that persons in this country need to stand up for their rights.
So what do you think the relevant authorities can do to fix this?
Now, one would say that, oh, we have oil now, and I know that it's not ready for Ghana's total use, but I'm saying, okay, we're opening the economy and we realize that the market is boosting again. So reduce the gas a little bit to give the transportation vendors a bit more leverage in terms of having the space. Because if you're saying 6 feet and social distancing, you can't pack up a transportation. Because if I sneeze, you don't know that I'm asymptomatic, and then you pick it up and you take it home to your family. So reduce the gas a little bit more, give them enough opportunity to have leverage in order to provide the space for us to travel. I mean, we're traveling in comfort already, but then you can't fill the boat. It's telling on people's nerves. Psychologically, it's affecting us.
Good afternoon. Can you please tell us a little bit about traveling by boat during the pandemic?
Yeah, good afternoon. I think it is wrong right now because the pandemic still on, and I don't feel I should pack up the boat. There are so much passenger and they had it the 3 in the seat, and I think it's too early that they got 4, 5 in the seat now. Because the pandemic is still there, you know. I think it's right. Also in the buses, they're packing up, and some people don't have a mask. I come with 3 persons had a mask there in the boat. That's all.
All right. What do you think the authorities could do to assist this situation?
Well, the authorities have to look into it. They have to look in and set somebody got set some example or something. Say that, well, okay, I'll have to go back to the normal thing what we had before. Because the pandemic is still there, you know. So I don't know what's really going on. It is unhealthy because look how many people have the infection with the COVID already, you know. So I don't know what's going on. And our country is a very small country for so many people to get COVID, and then next thing you know, some of the folks are dying, and most of the elderly people.
Good afternoon. So can you share with us a little bit about traveling by boat, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yeah, it's difficult for the boat operators them. The passengers them and the operators got to get. But then you see the point is that timings of people that travel, they got to get to the destination between a certain time. For instance, the people going to Essequibo, if you miss the boat at 4, you have a problem. It's more expensive. So automatically what people need to do is that if they're going to social distancing, they got to be not just apart, because even in a car, you can't get people don't get 3 feet apart. Now, it's difficult when you got to do that, and then the passengers got to pay X amount is one way or the other. So automatically the traveling is a direct problem, especially with these boats and so on, because government doesn't have transportation. And once they don't have transportation and people need to travel, people are going to travel. So what they're going to do about it? Because if they got to travel, what are they going to do? No, they're not enforcing no law that the boats must carry 10 or 12 passengers. They're not doing that. They just sign it over the air, and that's wasting people's time. If you have a system in place, it must work right through. Because if you look at them traveling, they don't be 6 feet or 3 feet apart. So if they're not doing it, and other people seeing they're not doing it, other people's going to do the same. So it doesn't really matter. What you got to do is take care of yourself, right? And as I keep saying, taking care of yourself is one issue, right? but you don't know when you could get it or when you can't get it. And this testing thing, what they're doing, just touch people's hand. You can't tell people if they got a fever or not, because somebody could be stressed out just for the day, and you test them, you feel like if they got a fever, then you can tell them, oh, they got to do this. No, testing got to be done properly. Now you just running through here, I just touch boop, boop, 60 body, you don't touch it. Oh, you know.
The issue of overloading is a threat to commuters' health as it leaves little to no room for social distancing, which is critical in curbing the COVID-19.